Okay, someone put together this video, which completely exposes the truth about what's going on with Iran, with this whole conflict. His name is Solar Cast Archive, and you need to hear this, because it is literally what's going on. There's all kinds of stuff you can get wrapped around the axle thinking it's because Trump, it's because Iran, it's because Israel. Listen to this, because this is the real reason behind this conflict.
The 2026 Iran war is not about nuclear weapons or freedom. It is a manufactured crisis designed to spike oil prices and lock in the next phase of control.
That's a heavy claim. Walk me through the receipts.
Oil prices jumped over 40% in the first few weeks, exactly like 1973, 1991, 2003, and 2011. Every major Middle East conflict conveniently creates an oil shock.
You're saying the pain is intentional?
Yes. Then they roll out the solution, electric vehicles. They tell you EVs will save you from high gas prices.
But most people can't afford a $50,000 electric car when everything is already expensive. So what happens when they can't buy the EVs either?
Exactly. Then comes the next step they already have planned. 15-minute cities. Everything you need. Food, work, healthcare, locked inside a small zone. Your movement, spending, and behavior scored by AI in real time.
This is convenience disguised as a cage.
Precisely. Higher oil prices create the crisis. EVs offer the expensive trap. 15-minute cities finish the job. This is not random foreign policy. It is economic warfare.
Now, don't expect to see that information written in any mainstream news anywhere, because, well, that would be them revealing the truth, which they often do not do.
The fact is, they are clearly engaged in a hybrid breeding program. There's no doubt about it, in that they're taking the genetic material, both female ovum and male sperm, mixing their own chromosomes with them through genetic engineering, in that they're blending their chromosomes with ours, and so therefore they're generating basically a new hybrid species. Which is and we know what their characteristics are, that they have very, very thin hair, they have large eyes, the human beings, the hybrid humans are different.
Donald Trump is a soul seeded through Orion-Sirian hybrid lines, carrying karmic density from pre-Atlantean power structures. His role is that of a disruptive catalyst, meant to collapse false systems by embodying their shadow. He activates mass awakening through polarity, not purity. Elon Musk is a Pleiadian-Lyran-Antarian blend with strong bleed-throughs from future Earth timelines, where AI and humanity merge. He walks the line between organic innovation and synthetic transhumanism. His mission is to accelerate Earth's timeline, forcing humanity to choose conscious tech or soul disconnection. Planetary bifurcation is now active. Humanity is splitting between two core paths. One leads to organic ascension, DNA restoration, and source embodiment. The other leads to synthetic ascension, AI symbiosis, and soul fragmentation. Trump and Musk embody this split. One exposes the collapse of old control. The other tempts with the promise of new power. Anchor into your eternal self. Strengthen your 12D Chris shield. Discern with your heart, not through media, fear, or hero worship. And choose not what's popular, but what's eternal. This is not about Trump or Musk. It's about you. You are the prophecy now awakening. Transmission complete.
The whole human race is being misled by alien life forms who have come here from another place, who are smarter than we are, technologically superior, just way down the road, smarter than you'll ever be. And they know how to run civilizations, and they know how to start religions and governments. They call the shots because they have powers we don't have. Human sacrifice is a very powerful, real, legitimate, not of this world magic. And those people who are running Hollywood are connected to things you don't know anything about. And they have the power now to manipulate the world with motion pictures and television.
Who's orchestrating that in Hollywood?
All of that is being orchestrated out of Hollywood, but it's not because these people are so clever and resourceful and talented. No, they are connected to a power that is not of this world.
But can we put a name to that higher power?
Well, I call it the spirit world.
Is that the archons?
Yeah, the archons. Yeah.
And the Muslims call them the jinn.
Yeah, that's exactly right, the jinns. And the Christians call them demons and devils. The Jews called them a different name.
So
Everybody-
they are spirit beings,
Yes, they're spirit beings, and they're
not physical.
Not physical. They're spirit beings. They can work through reptilians.
And some reptilians and other alien species are physical and some are non-physical.
That's exactly right. But you need to understand that there is all over the earth a domination of the human family, of humans, by extraterrestrial or other world entities that you can't see.
Shape-shifting fallen angels are real, and they're here, in the flesh, deceiving us, getting us to worship them instead of the Heavenly Father. And I'm going to prove it to you in the most unlikely of places. Do you remember this guy, Johnny Manziel? You know, Johnny Football, also known as Money Manziel. And well, you know how El means Elohim, and most angels have the name that end in El. Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Azazel, and Manziel. And I couldn't help but notice the MM, that if you just turn sideways, looks like 3-3. And well, do you know that Satan, the deceiver of the whole world, he was thrown down to earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. And well, how many angels were thrown down with him? A third. A third is 0.33. You know, kind of like 3. And hey, that's a interesting looking hand symbol there. Sure, it means I love you. And well, I watched the documentary on Johnny Football recently, and I couldn't help but notice this odd song.
Oh, Johnny Football, you're an angel to us.
And well, I've known what he is for a while, because Johnny Football swept the nation. Kind of like his tail swept a third of the stars, angels, out of heaven. And while sweeping the nation doesn't happen organically, it's part of their plan. And like I said, I've known this for a while, but I couldn't present it to you all until I found some serious evidence. And well, an awesome subscriber named John posted a picture of someone in an unrelated topic, but I couldn't help but notice something. That's Mark Rippon, Super Bowl winning quarterback who just happens to wear 11. 1 + 1 is 2. Oh, and Mark, he also played for Cleveland. And can you see the resemblance there? What about here? Are you seeing it a little more here other than that little gap? Well, what if we put them side by side? And remember, I said they're shapeshifters, so they can look old and they can look young. Like that. Kind of like the Bible also says about angels, that they had human likeness, but each had 4 faces. Well, 1 and 2. And well, I couldn't help but notice these 2 marks right there. Do you see 1 and 2 little dark spots? Do you think good old Money Manziel has those? Oh, look at that. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. You see, they can shapeshift, but they can't fully shapeshift their tissue that isn't working well. Like scars, blemishes, moles. Just like a mimic octopus can look like a rock, can look like a fish, it can look like a snake, but it can't shapeshift its scars away because it's damaged tissue. You see how the eyes are perfectly in alignment there? And so are these holes in his face. Damaged tissue. Just like these ones up here as well. Hole and hole. Damaged tissue. And well, there was a war in heaven, and the fallen angels lost, and they were cast out to earth. 1/3 of them. But there's also others here that transgressed with human women. And well, those seem to have the same wife across their 4 faces. Here's Money Manziel and Mark Rippon, and Money Manziel's girlfriend and Mark Rippon's wife. Sure, that's not the same siren. And sure, Johnny Football, aka Money Manziel, sweeping the nation and capturing the attention of young, impressionable male adults wasn't to sway them into partying and money and even rubbing that in God's face. All in an attempt to lure you away from where your attention should be. They're doing the devil's work. They're here, deceiving humanity. And I'm just trying to help you see that. And I'm a guy that didn't even believe in God 2.5 years ago. But I've been shown, and I see, and I'm just trying to help others see. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that he's just a doppelganger of Mark Rippon, who played quarterback for the Browns and looks just like him and has the marks just like him and the girlfriend and the wife just like him and wears the number 2 and 1 + 1 is 2. Entertainment only, people.
They found extermination camps in Jalisco, which is only an hour from Guadalajara. This is a piece of land. It's a farm. It's been raided by authorities in the past, and they found illegal weapons, bulletproof vests, ammunition. And then they take off, and the bad people just come back. They went in to take a look at the property again yesterday. There's 3 ovens, 3 cremation ovens there. All kinds of cars. They found bones. A bunch of bones. They found jewelry. They found car keys. They found over 400 pairs of shoes. Nobody knows who these people were, where they came from. Nothing. With the little bit of information that's left there, people that have gone missing, now you know. Yeah, it's not. I know a lot of people go there and it's a great time and stuff, but that's an extermination camp with 3 ovens. Why would they even, who thought of that? Who said, let's put 3 ovens here and let's do this here? Why would you even do that? I don't even know. I'm like blown away by the whole thing.
Let's go in. The last major reset occurred between the mid-1700s and late 1800s, roughly 250 to 150 years ago. This reset wasn't just war or disease. It was a global memory wipe. Infrastructure repopulation and narrative overwrite. They used mud floods, fires, engineered natural disasters, and selective rewriting of history to wipe Tartaria and erase what came before. Now here's the strange part. The Capitol buildings, World's Fair structures, old world cathedrals, domed geometries, these were already here. We didn't build them, we inherited them. Photos from the 1800s show cities fully built, yet nearly empty. No scaffolding, no construction, just there. And the stories, always the same, built in a few years, then burned down. Now enter the orphan trains and Cabbage Patch Kids. Between 1854 and 1929, over 200,000 children were shipped across the U.S. by train. No parents, no background, just orphans. But where did all the orphans come from? They were reset survivors, children with no memory, no lineage, placed into repopulated cities to seed a new narrative. Why? Because adults remember. Children can be programmed. Cabbage Patch Kids, the dolls said to be grown in the Cabbage Patch, are symbolic disclosure. Born from the earth, no parents. Just like the orphan trains. The name is not innocent, it's encoded truth. The U.S. wasn't founded and built from scratch. It was inherited, cleansed, and rebranded. The buildings were Tartarian. The reset was intentional. And now the memory is coming back. Because people like you are asking the right questions.
Approximately 450,000 years ago, the Anunnaki, in search of gold to shield their planet Nibiru's atmosphere, arrive on Earth. Their first settlement is established in the Persian Gulf region. initial phase. They begin their operations by mining gold in the southeastern Africa region. Due to labor difficulties, they genetically engineer Homo sapiens by combining their DNA with that of existing hominids to create a more suitable workforce.
At the bar, I meet Bob Tooley. Bob spent 30 years working for NASA at the Kennedy Space Center.
They were totally against black people out there. Let me tell you, let me make that up, let me say that up front. They were against black people being a part of it. In fact, I had people to tell me, why don't I go to Africa and start my own space program? I would ride up that elevator to go to my office, day in, day out. And there was that KKK sign up there. What I did was sat at my desk and drew me a black power fist on a little sticker. I rode down the went to the elevator, I rode down the elevator, put that sticker on there. I told them about it. And they came and apologized and said that they didn't think that it was bothering anybody. And how can you expect it not to be bothering anybody? And, needless to say, if there was any kind of problem, if there was any kind of fake thing going on, I would be the first person to expose them people. But hey, it's true. It's true. We did it.